Hey out there, you're about to see a video that I put together where I basically try and give myself my first COVID self haircut. Um, well, I did it and I've come back and looked, and it's got pretty darn long. It's like 20 minutes. And so I'm going to tell you, if you want to watch the whole thing, please do. It's an exercise in some bumbling and fumbling to figuring these things out. But if you just kind of want to cut to the chase, like no pun intended, you just want to see like how I start, watch the beginning. I kind of switch up and you get to see like the end result. Well, you're kind of seeing the end result a little right now. Um, at around minute 19 or 20. So if you just want to fast forward to that, I could edit it further, but I'm just too lazy to do that. And who knows, maybe you can learn from some of the mistakes I made, and other than that, watch, and I hope it helps you one way or the other, whether you decide to do it yourself or you're like, no way, I'm not going to do this. But all right, best wishes to you. Be safe, be happy.
Okay, folks, here's the scoop. I'm going kind of nuts with this hair bit during COVID, and I guess for most people it wouldn't matter, but for me it kind of does because retired military, and this just to me is like hippie length. And like I was on a Zoom call with a friend, and he said, "Hey, it looks kind of like Travolta did in Pulp Fiction, when he combs the hair back." And I love Pulp Fiction, I love John Travolta, but man, I hated his hair in that. So I'm gonna give this a shot. So I have my trusty wall trimmer here that I got a while back. I don't remember why, but I can give this a try. So for posterity's sake, and maybe to see if you're gonna try it yourself or to risk it, you can watch. I figure the worst that happens is I really botch it up and I wear a baseball hat for a little bit. So I'm gonna give it a shot. I'm gonna start out with this taper thing here, called a right ear taper. It's kind of like at an angle, and give it a roll, see what happens. Well, that's one side, and at least it got off the ears a little bit. I mean, it kind of looks silly now because the rest is so darn long, but they said to keep doing it a number of times. I'm going to give it a shot. All right, I'll try the other side. And hopefully when this is over, I'm going to edit this down so it's not so darn long, but let's get this. Well, the biggest thing here is using my left hand, because it kind of, man, you don't realize if you're not left-handed how like useless your left hand becomes. Well, that took off a nice swath that time. So, time for the next step. This is when it starts to get kind of hinky. Because with these things, you can kind of just roll along your ear and you're pretty sure about where you're going. But what they say, at least the one I saw, was I'm taking this like number 4, called the number 4 blade attachment here. And to basically work this on the sides, and then to do one last longer one at the top. This is going to be the biggest, I think, screw up phase in this entire time. But like I said, worst comes to worst, it's baseball hat time. Freaking getting toasty in here. So, here's the scoop. So far, looking pretty raggedy in all honesty. Part of it is because I'm trying to do this myself. Can't see behind my own back here. But, you know, the point is, at this point, you know, so the all in for a dime and for a dollar approach. Now, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to put in this number 7 blade, which is like one of the really longest blades there are, and do the top. And we'll see where that lands us. The truth is, this doesn't appear to be taking much off at all. I don't know if it's because my hair has gotten so long that it just kind of lays back when the blade goes over it. Because the reality of it is, when you look at how long this is, it seems to be just laying it back instead of cutting it. So, I'm getting a little bit thinning on it, but before I go whole hog and something else, I think I'm going to just try knocking down the blade size one more. And so instead of doing this number 7 thing, we'll try old number 6 here and see if that makes a difference. Man, incredible. Well, this one's definitely taken off more. Still, if you look how long it is up here, so it's not really trimming it down all that much. Again, I don't quite know how to remedy that because they actually say, start with your hair a little short when you do this. Or rather, I should say a little wet when you do this. And so I tried to do. And if you add on the fact that I'm sweating like mad, you would think that it would make a difference. But, really not sure at this point. What I am sure is that I'm going to kick it down another blade. And try getting down to the old number 5 blade here and see if that makes a difference. Half of me's half wondering if maybe this isn't a situation where the blade's just not that sharp on this cutter, but we're going to see. So here's the scoop. it's far from looking pretty. I will say though that it's better than it was before I cut it. You know, given that I'm not exactly going out to any big social events right now, it's probably okay. But I think what I'm going to try is, I did that number 4 on the side here. Maybe I'm going to try and do this a little shorter on the side, and see how that goes. This is the famous number 3 blade. I say famous because like when I was on active duty, I used to always say, give me number 3 blade on the side. So, you know, if I said it then, what the hell? And if I just go too short on the side, I'll just make the top a little shorter, whatever. Let's see how it goes. Definitely taken off a little more, that's for sure. Shoo. Okay, well that definitely took off a lot more. Frankly, to the point where I'm pretty sure that if I look now, the back's gonna be like way too short. And you could probably see it, but I can't. So, gonna kick up a notch up here, because frankly, I really don't mind really short hair. And I think I can mess with this a little bit more in terms of length up here. Because, once again, what the hell? Just trying to make sure I find the right thing here. Yeah, let's bring this puppy back. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to put number 4. So I just did 3 over here, and I did that 5 on the top. So I'm going to try and just do a 4, like kind of like in the middle area. Let's see what happens. Just trying to work that back area right around the crown of my head. You know, here's the funny thing. Look in the mirror, it's a lot harder. Than just going by feel. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. Instead of continuing to hack and chop at this, I'm going to go take a shower. You know, like I said, it's far from perfect right now. And if you can see my back, you're probably For all I know, it looks really hideous back there. But the point is, I'm going to take a shower and take a look. But I'm definitely more comfortable, although I'm sweating now, having all that hair off. So I'll be back. Okay, so here's the scoop. So I took a shower, put a little bit of, tiny bit of gel in here, combed it back the way I normally do. So what's the bottom line here? Would I do it again? Well, yeah, I hate really long hair, and it's a lot cooler and more comfortable this short. It is definitely not pro. There's definitely stray edges on it, and it's far from perfect. So I certainly wouldn't do it if I had an option. Like, I think I'd stick with a regular barber, but it'll get me through for now. I mean, maybe over time I learn a little bit more and more as I go, and I can, get better at it. But, hopefully this thing won't go on too much longer. And I guess, like I said, it's a little bit easier when you're willing to take the risk, because I just didn't care that much, and I like short hair, so it didn't really matter. But, if this gives you some idea whether you're willing to take a shot yourself, if you have the same sort of, approach to this or mentality that I do, fine, go for it. But like I said, I don't regret doing it. Certainly wouldn't do it if it was one of those things where I was going to kind of be out at work and so on. At least not unless I got really good at it and pressed on from there. So one way or the other, I hope this either motivated you or help you know that, screw that, I'm not going to bother with this unless I get like a pro to help me cut my hair. So take care. Best wishes.